Hello everyone, welcome back to the Nora Show. I'm not exactly sure time it is, but I do know that tonight I have a party and I have nothing to wear. And that statement's not up for debate. To aid me in this, I have decided to print out a pattern and tape it together. So I would say it's about 70 pages. This pattern is huge. For some crazy reason, I feel very confident that I can do this. So, what I'm going to do is angle the camera down to where I'm taping everything together. I'm going to tape everything together. Then I am going to go downstairs and take you with me, and I'm going to find some material that will work for this. I need to be smart about this. I need to have material that I do not find to be cranky. I need material that will quickly allow me to probably make bias tape. I need to work with a material that will work with this pattern and not be fussy at all. So I'm going to be hyper flexible on which fabric I pick. I just need to also make sure that I have enough. So, no, I don't know what material I'm using yet, but I do know what pattern it is, which is included on the thumbnail that I just did, and at some point I'm sure there'll be a picture on Instagram or something. Anyway, so let's begin. I need to refill the printer, and I need to start taping stuff together. Okay. All right, I'm gonna add paper because I don't have this all printed out yet. I have never printed off something this big before, but I just realized I'm gonna move the camera away from the printer so that that's not right on the speaker. One moment. And shifting. All right. Wonder where I put my tape. I have more tape. Most of the time when I tape something together like this, I end up folding the sides of it and then lining it up. This is too close to the edge for me to do that, so I'm going to just very carefully line this up the best that I can, and then be smart about it when it all comes together, when I start taking a look at things. So this is like the longest, most tedious part of everything. But in truth, when it comes to sewing, the amount of time that you spend, let's say, at the sewing machine versus the amount of time that you spend on a pattern, you're going to spend a lot more time fiddling with the pattern than you will ever do with sewing. Whenever someone says, teach me how to sew, the first thing that they think we're going to be doing is messing around with a machine or trying to figure that out. No, it's about the pattern. That's the first thing that ends up, oh, this got printed wonky. Oh, that makes that a lot harder. It looks like it got shifted. Ew. Here. I don't like my tape. All right, row one. This is gonna take forever. No, it's not gonna take forever because I am going to get better and faster as I go. I'm messing with the sleeve on this, and I'm starting to see the sleeve pattern on this, and it does not look any different than I would have expected. There's nothing fancy or odd in this pattern that I've been able to see. This looks very straightforward, which gives me a lot of confidence that I can actually work this from a pattern. Oh, there it is. I saw the line up. I wish I had a reflective floor. That would make this so much easier. If I was custom building a house for, let's say, me, where I could have anything that I wanted, I would absolutely have a floor that would be a cutting table. I would rather have a floor than a table because the floor can be bigger. And if I could have like a reflective floor, that would be really cool. And if I was really inventive, what I would do is do like a mirror system that goes under it, so you would have like an infinity floor. That would be cool too. All right, I am taping all of the corners together because that's a thing. There's that's the drapery section. This is the sash. A lot of this seems very silly to have as a pattern, and seems more like cut 3 feet, you know, that'd be probably about 2.5 feet, and then 1 foot down, and then do an angle, and there's your sash. But instead, we have a huge pattern. So, but that's part of the reason why I think that the pattern, because I'm sure all of you have heard me rail about patterns before, about how awful they can be. And they really can be, because you think that you're sewing something that you just absolutely love. But this is not lining up at all. Let's go here. This is just the instructions, so I'm not going to tape those down first, because if there's something that ends up needing to overlap, I want to do it there. And I'm more concerned about the sleeve being correct. Now the only part of this that makes me want to make a muslin, because, is the sleeve area. This is the area right here that always seems to be not quite right for me. So that's the part that if I was going to double check anything, if I was going to cut anything out, that would be the area. Now that being said, I am absolutely going to pull out my personal sloper and put it on top of this and make sure that nothing has cut inside the sloper, because if it's inside the sloper, that's inside of me, and I'm not, that won't work. And if everything is on the outside of it and looks just almost just bigger than the sloper, at that point I'm not worried about making anything that confirms it, especially with the timeline that I'm on. I know that I'm speaking heresy and I'm playing very, very dangerous right now, but that's where we are at. Okay, this is where I've got like 2 different patterns coming together. Oh, that actually lines up fairly well. There we go. Good. Let's see if I can tape it without moving it. No. Too big. All right. More. Using the dot. There's these gray dots in the middle that let you line things up. Well, I'm just having taped it to the floor. That's brilliant. Up. That's not what we're doing today. Again, that line goes to that line and that line, and then this also needs to line up because we have more lines down here. This seems like a very important spot right here, so let's tape that. Sure, and there. Okay, one. I'm again going to skip the 2 instructions, and then I'm going to move down here and line up the outside of that sleeve. Now we're at the top of something. I'm not entirely sure what the top of that is. That's the bottom of the sleeve. That's the top. And the bell looks fairly standard and normal. And this actually looks wide enough that I think that this is going to be correct. The armhole seemed lower than everything else that followed from the 1920s, which is another reason why I'd rather take that center. Ooh, don't do that. Okay, let's take this one down now. That's right there. I'm going to actually redo that. I am going to worry more about this part than where it's saying, this is where you put your tucks. I don't need that part of the pattern to be perfect. So I'm going to leave that alone. All right, move that up, move this here, and move that here. Okay. No, wait, 52. 55, 54, 53. 53. There. Now the bottom of this sleeve has a really neat thing here, so I need to this got scooted up. All right, my printer just stopped printing, so either I have all my pieces or I need to reload it. Let's find out as soon as I take this one part down here. There. Okay, let's check the printer. Oh, good. Totally finished. Look at this. This is insane. Okay, checking the camera. Okay, there we go. All right. Wow, I have a lot of people watching right now. Hi, everyone. I hope that you're having a great day. Okay, tape. Here we go. All right, this says that it is the hem. And again, instruction, I'm just going to gently put it here. Yes, there's a cut line here. I'm going to put that in the last because it's a 90-degree cut angle. And all of these things, when you start taking it together, when it is this big, the likelihood that you're going to get a millimeter off at the top and then you end up with an inch, 5 feet away of difference because it's all about angles is very high. So I need to be very fluid and smart about how I do this. Because I know that I can spend an insane amount of time in just taping this together, and I don't think that that's necessary today. I come anywhere near a right angle, it's going to work. This is not some sort of fitted, fitted corset pattern concept that I'm needing to do. Okay, there's that line. All right, that's 51. So guaranteed, oh yeah, 50. Because we're going down in numbers. All right, for opening, leave free below circle. Okay, for opening, leave free. Oh, that's where you stop sewing. I wonder what part of it, I wonder if this is, I don't know what this is. I need to finish it first. Okay, there, 50, 49. All right, I've got 2 lines here. I do not like this tape at all. Okay, gather between the crosses. This looks very, very doable. Oh, and as per usual, I got this pattern off of Mrs. Depew. We are not financially intermixed. I just love her stuff. She does a phenomenal job, and it's really easy to buy from her. So, and she also, she's collecting some of the coolest stuff. Come on. Millimeters. Oh, it's so fiddly. Okay, there. There, fiddly. Okay, and now 48. Oh, and yeah, I don't have full makeup on and my hair's a little bit wonky because, again, I have a party tonight. I'm not putting on makeup in the morning and then taking it off or trying to repair it again 12 hours later and expecting myself to look great because, well, I'm a redhead if you haven't noticed, and my skin super sensitive. So I have to be very careful about what it is I actually do with my skin, and there are limitations, and I'm okay with that. Okay, that's 48. 47, and this is a blank sheet, so I don't need to do anything other than give this, tape it down. All right, and then 47, 46. Let's line up that. Six, 45. All right, here's another stack of paper. 43. All right, we're now both. Oh, 45, 20s. Ooh, no, 39. Oh, something got out of order. This is why you look at the numbers. I think my printer went, okay, 26, 27, 28, 30, 33, 34, 35, 41. Oh, that's really weird. Oh, that's super weird. Okay, let's do it this way. Flip it over. That is super weird how that happened. Okay, 46. 45, 44, 43. Now we're doing this right. Except for the fact that, turn it over. See, the numbers are down here right now. all the numbers. So the page number is down here, and we are reducing. We started at the biggest number, and we are subtracting by 1, all the way down. And 42. Beautiful. And tape. Okay. Do, 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 do. And here we go. I wonder what this is. This is the plain sleeve, and this is the upper sleeve. Ooh. Oh, this is one of those things where I've got 3 patterns in one. Ooh. I'm gonna have to do all of them. Oh, okay. I see it. All right, I don't know if I can, oh, that's gonna work. That one has that little bell sleeve. That one is fitted, no sleeves. I'm tempted on this one simply because I have a feeling it'll be a lot faster, even though there'll be bias tape on all of this. And I hope I've modulated my voice well for this because I know that I'm right up on the camera right now. Okay, so that's what we're making, everyone. The idea is this, although possibly without the contrasting material, but maybe with, I don't know yet. Okay. All right, 46, 45. Lots of options in here. For shoulder length, cutaway here. Oh yeah, okay, this is the bottom of the sleeve, and there's the bell right up here. So that's gonna be the top of the sleeve, that's the bottom. This is the one who's flouncy, and this one will be the fitted one. Depending on if this fits, this would be the type of thing that I would keep like as a base sleeve for myself. I'm starting to see the idea behind the desire for foundation pattern pieces that absolutely fit you and that you can use over and over with confidence. I love that. I love sewing with confidence. Actually, I love doing anything with confidence. All right. Keep going. That's 43, 42. All right, and that just talks about a grain line. That's fine. And now we're going to, because this page and this page are blank, we're not going to worry about them too much. And we're just going to make sure that that line is lined up. Don't fold. No folding. Tape, don't fold. Typical tape. Okay, there. And since those are now flat, that looks good. This is the right skirt front, and that's the grain line. That's really pretty. I like that. I like the angle on that. All right, I'm going to actually tape those 2 instruction pieces in. I don't know if I'm in camera on that. I keep checking on that. Boom, 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 and this is the drapery, cut 1 piece. All right, I can see that this is not taping up well. However, as I have said before, this may be a centimeter off. This may be a centimeter off from matching up right now. But if I'm going to mess something up, I want it on the straight edges and the angles, because I can mess with that on my end when I cut everything out. So I'm not going to worry about that. Bam. I'll show you what I'm doing on the other end. All right, I can see that I could cut this from here to here, so I'm gonna get some scissors and give myself some more room, because I've got at least 30 more pages to go. So, and that's not that much because, well, do some math here. So, give me a second. I'm getting scissors. I will tape that on the other end. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, do not jump with scissors. I have lectured my children from the beginning of time that if you are moving the scissors, you do that. And look at me on camera jumping across with open scissors and not holding them correctly. I cannot believe myself. Children, don't do that at home. And may my children never have seen me do that. Oh my goodness. All right, and I want to tape that down. All right, this is, how do I want to do this? All right, so what I've done here, and again, no idea, I need to like tape out my area. I didn't pay attention to the packet. Oh, yes it is. Oh my goodness, I saw someone comment, that's so cool. I don't know what I'm doing yet. Ooh, there's a button down here. I have no idea. Cool. So yeah, exactly. And I think this is gonna be really neat because, oh, it's right here. Okay, so you've got your upper sleeve. Hey, stars in the galaxy, that is so cool. I feel so awesome knowing what I'm doing. Okay, so upper sleeve, your lower sleeve. So hypothetically, you could have a longer one or a shorter one. You could have it fitted. And I know that this one gets all drapey or stuff, or you just completely skip everything and you have a sleeveless dress with drapery and sashes and stuff, and then you have this really cool swoop up to the hip. I'm very, very excited about this dress. I think it's gonna be very, honestly, rather flattering. I'm digging it. Okay, let's keep going. All right, so I've cut out each of the individual pieces, but with a whole bunch of stuff on the outside, and things aren't entirely taped down like here, but I'm not gonna worry about that or waste the tape. I'm going to take all of this and I'm going to put it like on the kitchen table, and that's the next place that I will do it, because I'm going to get out my cutting board and my ruler and cut things out the exact way that I want it to look. Okay, so I'm going to move these three, and then shove this all up and keep taping. One. And here's the sash. And here is the flouncy sleeve. The instructions right back where I found them, and scooting everything up. Okay. We are on 45, 44, 43, 42, 41, and since everything looks right, I'm not going to double check. So I'm looking for number 40. All right. Let's see what we're putting together next. All right, I'm going to try to get the angle on that. A little more careful. Take it right on the line. 39. Get those dots to line up. Get those lines to line up. And then corner. Just with this, I'm going to get different. This is awful. And then that line. All right. Hi, Watson. You're so good. Who's your good boy? Who's your good boy? You're such a good boy. He's your boy. What are you doing? What are you doing? No tape for you. Hi. Boy, I hope this is on camera, because boy, you're cute. What you doing? What you doing? What you doing? Hi. Alright, this is where I've got 2 different lines on 3 different pages that all need to line up and look right. Follow the bubble, follow that dot, follow this dot. Ooh, it does not want to line up. Okay, let's do this one first. When it doesn't want to line up, choose a page where you get where you get pristine, where it gets really, really close to perfect. All right, now I agree with that one. Now let's make this one agree. Bubble, little dot in the middle, the gray dot to guide things, and then, ooh, there. I can slightly see through the paper, so I'm going to trust that. There's a bubble here, but that's not inside any pattern, so when I cut that out, that's just going to poof for me. Okay, 37. there. And 36, because all the numbers are down here. All right, so that's the right skirt front that's done, that's the bell sleeve that's done, and now I don't know what this part is, but it's pretty. Or at least I'm assuming that it's pretty. It'll be pretty. Okay, this line to this line, that bubble to that bubble, that one to that line. Tape the corner. Take the line. Take the line. And take the line. Here. And 34. 33. Ooh, we have instructions. I like this. This makes it a lot easier. 32. 31. Skirt back and front and left, skirt back and left front cut 1. No lines in here, just instructions, so just tape it down. Or, you know, just put the tape on something random and don't tape anything together. Same on this one, just directions. It's just some fabric. There's no cut lines, there's nothing of balance here. All right, now we have a line. I'm more concerned about that line than this line because this is just the center back. I can figure that one out. So let's get that line nice and straight. Like that. And here. Okay. Next. All right, that was 32, 30. 1. All right, I'm still correct. 30. The last thing I need to do is try to fit something that doesn't. It would be very obvious if I started putting these together and it wasn't correct, so I'm not too worried about that. I have no desire to do it the hard way. And that's 28. Okay, this is where things are going to get a little jumbled. I think my printer may have shuffled things. 28, 27. 26. All right, now we're down into the 20s. All right, we're almost there. All right, there. That. This is a lot of lines through here. cut out some sections here. That will give me a little more room. Ooh, we've got a bodice. That is, I know what that is. It's so much fun when the lines come together and you go, I don't know what this is. No, I do. And I totally know what that is. That is an armpit. And I don't mind the shape of that armpit. I'm looking at it right now going, that almost looks right. Maybe shave that down just a little bit right there. Maybe. Okay, taking the corners. There, scissors. That's a sleeve, one of the sleeves, and this is the right skirt front. This, I'm gonna put this on the bottom and this more on the top of things. Got a nice little pile going on. It's my table. Okay. There. Okay. 27, 26. 25. 24. 3. 22. 21. Okay. Oh, we're getting close, people. We started at 70 and we're down into the 20s now. Okay. This is the bodice that I am taping together now. I think. This should be, I mean, that looks like an armpit to me. before I tape that one down, I'm actually going to do this one. I'm going to start at the top right up here and make sure that we have this and then sink that in correctly. This feels more important than not, so I'm going to take a little bit longer time on it and a little bit more close up. Granted, it could go really fast or this could be stupid. All right. See that through the paper, luckily. That's beautiful. Okay. Find this edge for low neck, cut away here. Ooh, high neck, low neck. Should I have a high neck or low neck? Oh, I see it in there now. Well, both are very pretty. Okay, I'll figure that out. Not just yet. Okay. There, there, there. All that's taped down. Beautiful. Okay. Keep moving down. 20. Yes. This will be the gathers. And that's when you start seeing patterns that go like this, that's where you accordion it together. And it's going to end up being flat at the top, but then it's going to have all of the edging very nicely lined up inside the seam. It's very nice, very clever. When you do it, you feel very clever. All right, we are now 16. Yes. Now, okay, so can you see the bodice now? This is, yes, 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 yes. And I'm looking at this going, guaranteed, I fit this. There's not going to be an issue here. I will lay out my armpit thing and I will adjust that if necessary. But it's not going to be much of a tweak. Again, this pattern does not scare me in the least because of how uncomplex this is. I swear the 1920s is some of the easiest sewing I have ever seen, and that's part of the reason why I've gotten so into it, mainly because you drop the serger, you use French seams, and you use the most expensive material that you can that is seriously just like really luxe looking, and you show off the fabric. I sort of dig that. All right, that looks right. Again, not taping up here because the line is down here, so I'm going to line up that first and then put it in. We have another pattern down here, but that line will go straight up. There. Perfect. Okay, now this, and then I will tape it in here. Beautiful. Very nice. Okay, now let's take this, overlap up here, pull it back until these two lines both line up at the same time, because this and these all need to actually look like one long, balanced line without any jogs at all. Take this line because it's so close down. When you start having a pattern that's this close to the edge, make sure that you get all of the lines taped because otherwise this is going to be a problem for you. All the tape in the world. Okay. I'll put an affiliate link later for tape and scissors. Not right now, but that's just funny. Fearless is to my head. Okay, let's cut this part out. And this is the skirt back and left front with instructions on how to make a bias underfacing and how to make a lap seam over a plain or gathered edge. We'll cover that when we get to this. But as it is, let's lift this up. Okay, I am not going to cut this out because I want this to be extremely stable and I want to tape that down. Okay, almost done on this side. All right, 15. 14. 13. 12. And 11. Okay. Almost there. I'm going to take this one last, and I'm going to actually start over there because this doesn't need any specific angle right up here because it's not attached to anything, but that is. So let's start up here. Take the line, take the corners. All right. And that is a marking for the natural waist. And take the corner. Take the line. Alright, and then this one goes right here. I don't know what we're, whole waist back. I bet this is the front and the back that we're doing now. Okay. Yep, that's an armpit, and that looks like a more narrow armpit, so that's the back side. Getting that part nicely lined up, looking at that line and that line. Alright, and then squeeze gently in, try and line that up. Remembering the line down here. Let's do that first. There we go. armpit and the four corners. And now that is not so. Hold up. Okay. Yeah, come on, so let's take that down. All right, that's the front. All right, here's the back. And that goes right here. Now, let's do this. Ten, 9, 12, okay, yeah, 9. Second there, I thought I made a mistake. Not sure how I would have made a mistake because everything looks right. Because if it doesn't look right, it's not right. 6. Oh, okay, and I think the rest of this is just instructions. Yay, okay. All right, let's get this put together. I got this. All right, this doesn't need to be taped together to anything because this is simply this is the lower sleeve. It's a box. Fabulous. I know how to do that. All right, lower sleeve. Let's get this together. Okay. No, too far. There. And then okay, and that's the back. Now, let's see what else I have here. All right, I have 3 different patterns. I have the front and back, and they're the exact same. Fabric and notions. We recommend using non-stretch fabrics with this pattern. Yes. Light to medium weight, silk, linen, satin, crepe, cotton, rayon, etc. Size given, 36 inches. Okay, so that's 36 inches width on the material, or 54 inches. If I have 36 inches, which I have far wider than that, let's just jump to the 54. I need between 3 and 4.5 yards of material for this entire thing. For view A, O, so the big one. So let's look at view B. I am genuinely going to be just fine. I need less than 4 yards on any of this. The bust is at 36 inches, the hip is at 39 inches, and the finish length is 42 inches. This should not be an issue. This is how you lay it out on your material, depending on the size of your material. And A3, this is the important part. Okay, I'm gonna check that I'm actually in frame. Give me a second. I bet I would do better if it was right here. Okay. A 3/8 seam allowance is included in all pieces. Seam allowance is included. This is very important. Everything that I do, my seam allowances are not included. The notches on the pattern are numbered in the order which the seams should be sewn. Ooh, so shoulder, shoulder. Look how clever this is. I never have like instructions like this. So, that's the first. 1, 2, I'll have to look at this and find number 3. Do you see number 3? I don't see number 3. Oh, wait. Join under the arms and arm seam, join the seam skirt, sew skirt to waist. Oh, look at this. Okay, so the first thing that I'm going to do is join my shoulder seams of the, and then join underarm seams, join the skirt seam, so the skirt to the waist, and then sleeves, so the lower sleeves to the upper sleeves, yes. There's no step 9 included with your original instructions, so we're just getting, I love old patterns. Number 10 and 11, join seams of 2-piece or plain sleeves, and then sew the sleeves into the armholes, and we've skipped this step. Okay, I'm not worried about anything. I think this is going to be brilliant. I do not think that this is a difficult pattern in the least, and I do think this is going to work. It's just a tube. It is a tube with a sash, and make some gathers and do a bias trim around the sleeve and the neck. Sew the hem, you're done. Okay, I need to move into the kitchen, move things off of my kitchen table, get my cutting mat up there, and I need to pick out some material. So I'm not entirely sure how to do this kind of transition without this being exceptionally clunky. So, I'm sure you'll figure it out. Or I'll figure it out or something. Ooh, I just had a package left at my door. Okay, here we go. All right, I'm moving the camera, everyone. For everyone who hates watching moving camera, close your eyes and I'll let you know when it's done. You are getting a very clear idea of what my existence actually looks like and the utter craziness that my world usually looks like. However, wow, I've got the prettiest flowers. Okay, here we go. Y'all should turn on some music or something and while I do this. Or you can come back in 15 minutes when I'm done. what you're gonna notice is that I'm going to wash this table and it's not gonna look any different. It is gonna still look completely like it's got stuff all over it and it's a complete mess. I have children. I think that's jelly. That was jelly. That's wax. That was a teapot. That was, I don't know, really hot mug. Another hot mug. Yeah. All the acrylic paint. Oh, I remember. That was from when I did my wool dyeing and I dumped the boiling hot wool right on my table because I wasn't thinking at all. Okay, here we go, here we go. All right, this is my little succulent collection, and ooh, don't do that. Okay, this is me saying, be right back. Go get yourself some water. I will be right back. Alrighty, humans, here we go, here we go, here we go. All right, I am pulling this all the way back, and I'm gonna bring this up. I don't know if you wanna, I have no idea what's more interesting, me or like the table. Okay. All right, I consider this step 2 in what we are doing today. The pattern has been printed off, it has been taped together, it is not completely cut out. This is the dress that we're aiming for. Something without sleeves, a lower neckline, nice little gathers, a swoop up, and a floof down. So let's get the pattern pieces actually cut out. All right, I have a couple of choices here. I could hypothetically roll out this over it. I'll be able to easily see through it and then trace it out. That would allow me to keep the original pattern to then mess with or to do a different neckline. It would also allow me to make sure, just seems like a lot of work. So I'm going to sit here and stare at it for a second, just trying to figure out. Granted, I don't have to make that choice on every single one. I think that's a lot of work for nothing. All right, scissors, tape. Wait. First, check the armpits. Let's get out a pattern. No, and up. This one. And this one. Okay. This is the front. This is my front. Let's see where we're at. I'm going to be just fine. This will gather up. This is low enough, this isn't going to even be a problem. And that is, okay, we're fine. Let's just do it. Woohoo! Okay. And this is big enough that I absolutely think that the, wait a minute, there's a seam allowance included here. Let me do that one more time. Okay. Let's pretend, okay, that's a full 1/2 inch. That's a full drop down and a seam allowance. And it's, yes. That totally fits. I'm going to cut out the upper one and not the lower one because I do want to have that ability later. I need to start thinking about lunch for myself. I'm gonna get hungry here. I'm an early riser, so I eat super early in the morning. I'm hungry far sooner than noon. I'm not cutting down the middle of the black line. I am cutting on the perfect edge of it, and I'm going to stay consistent with that all the way through. I also need to remember the concept of a slip here. Now, if these armholes are really deep, that'll start showing off my bra if I'm not very careful, and at that point in time, sleeves are useful. So I need to think about that as well. since the armhole does not change with or without the sleeve, I think what I'm going to do is leave the option for a sleeve, but not cut it out until this is actually sewn in, because I can add sleeves at any time. That's not something that needs to be decided right now. And if you're thinking, but what about the black dress, Nora? You were like almost done with that last episode. My thought on that one is that it's not really a party dress. So, and also it's frustrating me because it was supposed to be done so long ago that now I'm getting frustrated with it, even though there's no blockage on it. Plus, I'm not entirely thrilled with what I did right here as a binding, so I need to get over that before I touch that again. Okay, this is the front. This will gather up. That's going to gather up probably right here. This, or right here. This, or this. I'm going to do this. This could not be easier. Okay, next pattern. I'm going to need to get some extra tape right now, which is right here. Right there. All right, this is the skirt, back and left front. This is the, oh, this direction in the back. Center front is right here. Wait. There. And then it comes all the way around. I'm going to check the camera, that makes sense. Yeah. So this is the front, and then this keeps going into the back of it, and you can see that these two diamonds line up, center front, and obviously this just gets eased in right here. Pull this up, which works because this also goes up, and that gives you that right here. Okay, let's cut this out with scissors that disappeared. There we go. All right. Okay, that's pattern number, that's 2 pattern pieces. Oop, let's take that down. All right, and then let's put that here. Ooh, I want to take that too. A lot of tape is used in this process. And now, and this is the other part of the skirt. This is the hem down here, right skirt front. And this is also center front. Okay, I'm gonna have to be very careful with how I put this skirt together. I will look at the piece of paper that shows this on the construction, because thankfully I have that this time. Most of the time, I do not have any directions at all. That part down. All right, that is I think that's the skirt at that point. Saw that. Tape that down. Tape it. Okay. This is a sleeve. I'm going to tape this down, but I'm not going to do any more cutting out until I decide to use it. So I'm actually going to put that in this pile. This is the other sleeve. I'm going to take that down and move it to the not yet pile. We now have a sash that I will be using. Now, this is an edge that gets gathered. In no way, shape, or form is this oh my goodness, my hair's driving me nuts. I'm trying not to mess too much with my hair because if I mess with it too much, I'll end up not having good hair tonight. So I'm less worried about you all getting good hair than I am about me getting good hair later. So just enjoy that. All right. This could hypothetically be any dimension and it's gonna look good. Okay. So let's do this. So seriously, no, this is just one big panel of fabric that's going to hang off of my hip. This is about showing off the fabric and not necessarily about your prowess with sewing. Okay, so this is the sash, and that goes into the cutout pile. And now I'm stepping in a whole bunch of paper. All right, let's check one more. Y'all, this is the only other, this is it. This is genuinely the last pattern piece. This is doable. This should be very, very doable. Okay, let's cut this one out. This one also had a little bit of a jog right here because of just the way things happened. I had a printer mishap that turned things, but if it was going to mess up, it didn't mess up on the bodice armpit or anything else. It did on something that's supposed to flounce. This is the drapery. I'm going to be wearing drapery now. Fantastic. Seems legit. Okay. So at this point, I'm going to follow that line, come out, and go down. I do not believe that this has any concept of need to be perfect in dimension to this. This is a gathering. This is gather this edge, and it's going to be a light material. This is not something that I need to fuss over at all. Think of it as more of a guide than a rule. Start putting on this side. But I just do it right here. And yes, I will show all of this up close and personal here in a moment. And I'm going to stop cutting there because I think everything's fine. Maybe I want more flounce. All right. Ooh, take that. Take. All right, I have, let's move this. let's see. All right, I'm moving the camera. For everyone who hates moving cameras, close your eyes. I am still moving the camera. And now I'm done moving the camera. All right, from the top. That's the drapery that goes on the hip. The gathers are right here. This is a insanely simple concept. Gather, sew. So let's not mess with that. This is fine. The next one. Gather this edge, put it together. It'll probably go with the other one. And this is a sash, and that's the grain line, and it drapes down. Again, very hard to mess up here. All right, let's talk skirt. Okay, I'm gonna have to do this. Actually, hold up, let's do the skirt last because I want the entire table. Okay, this is the bodice. This is going to be the front and the back because that's all I have. So I need to make a choice on the neckline for the front and the back, and all of this is just two pieces. Center front, there's your grain line. And for shirring, gather along these lines, pull those together, and we know that with my shoulders, we're going to want to gather it to this size. So, and then keep an eye on your diamonds for construction. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4. Sew it in that order. Notice that the arms are 12. The bias will also be last. The bias trim, the closing, whatever. Okay, so that's the front. So 2 of these. Again, seam allowance included, which I am actually going to write down right now because I think that I'm going to forget this. Cut to seam allowance is, what did my seam allowance say that it was? That it was 5/8. 3/8. 3/8 of an inch. So just a little over 1/4 of an inch. So if I wanted to do something like, let's say a French seam, I need to work with that, or I need to look at this and go, this is going to be huge on me, which is distinctly possible. Wait a minute, I can do this easier. Okay, let's do all right, that's 24 inches. That's 48 inches all the way around for, let's say, the waist. You know what I'm going to be doing? I'm doing French seams, and I am not worried about the seam allowance in the least. That is huge. That's about 8 inches too big for me. Okay. In fact, this is insanely huge. Okay. Now let's talk skirt. Okay, this is the top, that's your hem. Where does it go together? Look, diamond. Find your diamonds. Match the diamonds. If you have them, look at that. 5 goes to 5, and there it is. There's my skirt. Grain line doesn't change. Interesting. Okay, let's get the other page. Glad I said get the other page. This is the back. I thought that looked goofy. Okay, this is a huge neckline. This is huge through here. I'm going to think about this. All right, I need to cut that out. All right, but that's the skirt. That actually makes sense. Wonder where the scissors this time. Okay, let's do this. Okay, so let's take a look at this one more time. There's your front, there's your back. Comes up, straight down, gather at the top. Looks like there's a square or a cute little decorative piece there. Comes up, rushes up there, right skirt front, drapery, and sash. The back looks like this, where you have the sash and the drapery. It's flat through here, hem, hem. So only, and I mean the only thing, is if this is just too plain wide. Now, the big part about this is that we've got very drapey material. This time I am not using a stiff cotton. So at that point, I don't know entirely if this is something that would, if this is part of, okay, let me change this around. Moving the camera, close your eyes. Okay. Okay, see, I don't know if because of the draping, we actually want a lot wider so that it can do that flouncy thing, because if you take a look at a lot of the pictures from this time period, they always have flouncing right here. That only is going to happen if you have more material than needed to go around your body and that it's a flouncy material. So I'm looking at the clock, it's 11 o'clock. I'm straight up hungry. I am going to take a break. I'm going to have lunch. I'm going to water and feed myself because I'm a complex plant with emotions and I'm probably going to get a little bit of sun. Then I'm going to clean up and I'm going to bring out my material. I'm going to bring out material and take a look at how everything gets laid out on there, because I actually have instructions, so I'm going to use them. And then I'm going to start sewing. No matter what, I do believe that there is plenty of material, room in this pattern to straight up do French seams and take an inch instead of the 3/8 inch. I don't think that's going to be a problem at all, quite honestly. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that. And for the next hour that I'm not doing this, I'm going to be debating a muslin. But I'm not going to debate it too hard because my muslin material is in fact cotton and it's not going to lay right. It's not going to give me a very good idea of how this is going to actually look. This is the point that you want that really stupid bad rayon almost to see how everything with a thin material flounces. But even then, that can be too stiff. So I need to think about this and do some thinking. All right, it is lunchtime. I'm going to be back because, yeah, this is going to work. And I'm excited to sew, but I don't sew on an empty stomach, so, okay. I'll see you in a bit. Go take care of yourself, drink some water.